international airfield, the main one in Dagestan, which is the Republic of Russia. And you may see lots of the people are running somewhere and lots of the stones, by the way, on the apron. So what actually happened there? There was the regular commercial flight from Tel Aviv to Makhachkala, Russia. By the way, Israel didn't cancel the flights to Russia. I think it should have cancelled it to avoid the situation which happened today. So someone posted the information in the local publics of Dagestan that Jews are flying to Makhachkala. It was enough to spark the huge fire, and many locals went to the airfield. On the way, they started to block the traffic, searching for the Jews. Later on, they went to the airport, blocking the terminal building. They opened also the door to the apron and went all across to it. Then they start to run around the airplanes, searching for the airplane which came from Israel. They even searched the Jews in the engines, and they attempted to break into this airplane which actually came from Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The airplane from Israel that we see on the flight radar 24, which successfully landed with some delay in Makhachkala airfield, belongs to the Red Wings Airlines. We have even the registration 89141, and you may find this airplane on the apron in Makhachkala. Basically, it is staying behind the Pobeda aircraft, so this is the registration. You may see 41 at the end. It means that it is this particular airplane, but there are no any stairs, so those people are unable to get inside the plane because it's too high. So what they do, they just run around the airfield, throw some stones, and that's it. After a while, police came to the place and they start to restrict or arrest the people who went to the apron, but there were lots of the people. So they put down some on the floor. By the way, here is the Red Wings airplane, the registration. This came from Israel. You may see no lights, and I wonder whether the people are inside or they were successfully evacuated from the place. By the way, if the airplane is coming from Israel, it doesn't mean that inside there are Jews. Those could be Dagestan people, Russian people who went to Israel, for example, for the medical treatment, because the medical support in Russia really sucks. So definitely we see the brainwashed people. By the way, there are a couple of the spies. This guy is wearing the USA hoodie and this one as well. There was also some shooting reported on the apron. Russia landed their helicopter there with police. Also, they start to deploy the military forces in Makhachkala. And those are the Russian people who came to Makhachkala, to Russia from Dubai. So welcome home. They were forced to go back to the airplane because there was the crowd running on them. I'm 100% sure that if you close the door on Boeing 737, this crowd will never find out how to open it. Basically, you need to have some knowledge to open it. The basic one, but the crowd is usually without any knowledge. But the angry crowd and the rational thinking are two different things. Here we have some trolling from the other airplane. So this is Pobeda. So I believe that this picture was taken from the Red Wings airplane, and definitely there could be some of the Israeli citizens or double citizens, Russians and Israeli. So probably they were staying there with lights off. The local Dagestan public say that all of the shops around were robbed and looted by the crowd. Usual. As I'm recording this video, the situation is now more or less under control. There were some clashes between the angry crowd and police. Some of the policemen were wounded. One life loss of policemen was reported, however, without any kind of the confirmation. The Russian Wikipedia says that there were Ukrainian Jews on board of that airplane. Ukrainian Jews. Even President of Ukraine Zelensky made its statement. He says that it is the result of the Russian propaganda. Basically, the Russian propaganda spread the hatred against the Western countries, Jews, Ukraine, whatever. They don't really care. We may say that the Russian propaganda highly supports the Hamas movement after their attack on Israel. The leaders of Hamas organization even went to Moscow for official meeting with Russian representatives. It was their first voyage since the beginning of the war between Israel and Hamas. So now we see the result. I am totally agree with President Zelensky. It also creates the interesting effect inside the Russian Federation, because we may see how Russia is being divided. I would say that such a big country as Russia, with that national division, with lots of the ethnic groups and lots of the religion confessions, is unable to maintain its current borders under this huge propaganda. So for sure in the future we'll see the disintegration of the Russian Federation. It will be formatted into many of the different states. It will happen, but it will not happen tomorrow. The crowd even catch one guy. They say he looks like a Jew, but this guy is from Uzbekistan. He works as the doctor in a local hospital. After a while, crowd released him, thankfully. So this event in its nature is not really good, but it opens the eye on a real picture in Russia. Russia looks stable under ruling of the Tsar Putin, but definitely in the future it will be a huge chaos inside the country. During the daytime, the angry crowd just burned this construction, the Israeli center that was in the building process in Dagestan. At the same time, Russia performs the special military operation to denazify Ukraine. So who really needs the denazification? Alright, let's go back to Ukraine because we have